Today you're going to learn how to make the most amazing cinnamon rolls with cream cheese frosting. Hi, my name is Precious and you are welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm so excited because finally I'm making a video for my famous cinnamon rolls. Famous with my friends and family. So many people have told me they love my cinnamon rolls. My friend even told me it's the best she ever tasted. So I'm excited to finally share this with you guys in a video. Okay friends, let's get to it. Heat up some milk on the stove top or in the microwave to be slightly warm. I mostly use my microwave, but I'm using my stovetop this time because my microwave is bad, you guys. Somebody send me a microwave. Okay, let the milk heat up to about 110 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm using my kitchen thermometer here to make sure it's at the right temperature. You don't want the milk to be too hot or it's going to kill the yeast. Place that into a large mixing bowl or the bowl of a stand mixer, or sometimes I'll even use the mixing bowl of my bread machine just to mix the dough. Then to the milk, add in some yeast, some sugar, some melted butter, an egg, and some salt. Also add in some all-purpose flour or bread flour. Bread flour works well with this recipe. I will just use any flour I have on hand. That's if it's all-purpose flour or bread flour. You don't want to use self-rising flour or any flour that has additives here. Now let that mix together. The dough is going to be sticky, you guys. This is key to this recipe because you don't want the dough to be too hard. Sticky is not a bad thing, okay? If it's sticky, it's better because you can add in some more flour. So when the dough has mixed, go in and add in about 1/4 cup of flour at a time. You might need to add about 1/2 cup more flour. You don't want to add too much flour that the dough becomes tough because we don't want that. You still want your dough to be nice and sticky, but not too overwhelming, not almost like liquidy, but you want it to be as sticky as you can get it, okay? Oil a large mixing bowl, then place your dough into the bowl and then rub the oil over the dough. That's going to prevent the dough from sticking to whatever you use to cover the dough with. Then keep it in a warm place to rise for about an hour or until doubled in size. I love to keep the dough in my oven to rise because my oven is always slightly warm, and if it's not slightly warm, I'll turn on the oven for about a minute, turn the oven off, then I put my dough into the oven. Note that my oven is off, you guys. I'm not baking anything here. I'm just using the oven as a warm atmosphere for my dough to rise. Now I should really tell you guys that sometimes I make cinnamon rolls. In fact, a lot of times I make cinnamon rolls without this first rise. So if you don't have enough time to let it rise for the first time, go ahead and just roll out the dough and cut your rolls. Trust me, it's going to work just fine, okay? And that's especially important if you use instant yeast. No need to let the dough rise 2 times. Okay, while the dough is rising, butter a 9x13-inch baking dish. Then take the dough out of the pan and put it on a generously floured working surface. Also sprinkle some flour over the dough. That's going to prevent the dough from sticking onto the rolling pin. Then roll that dough into a large rectangle. Roll the dough into a large rectangle that is about 10x18 inches. I use a ruler to measure my dough sometimes, you guys. That's just to make sure that it's nice and even the way I want it to be. Once you have rolled out the dough, dot some softened butter over the dough, or spread some softened butter over the dough. Then spread some dark brown sugar or light brown sugar over the dough, and then equally spread some cinnamon powder over the dough. For this recipe, I love using a good quality cinnamon powder. I found that cinnamon powders are not created equal. So sometimes when I buy the cinnamon powders that are in like little bags, you know, the cheap ones that they sell for like 99 cents per bag, I used to see those and get so excited and I'll buy them, and then when I make a recipe with them, the cinnamon flavor is just not there. I'm like, where's the cinnamon? It just has the color but no flavor. So you want to invest in a really good cinnamon powder that really smells like cinnamon, because these are cinnamon rolls. You want to smell cinnamon in there. You don't just want to see the cinnamon, you want to smell it, okay? Now when you're rolling the dough, you want to be very gentle because remember, this is a very soft dough. So take your time and roll it nice and slowly. Roll that dough into a log, then trim the ends. I tell you what, don't throw away those ends. What I like to do is just take a small baking sheet, line it with parchment paper, place the ends on top, and I bake it alongside the cinnamon rolls. So tasty. I mean, you can't go wrong with a little sweet bread. Okay, now cut that dough into 12 equal portions, and the way I like to do this is first cut it in half, then cut into quarters, then I go ahead and cut until I have about 12 or 16 equal portions. It depends on the baking pan you're using. Okay, if you want really big cinnamon rolls, cut them into 12 portions, then place the rolls in the buttered baking dish. Now cover those rolls and let them rise again in a warm place for about 30 minutes. You're going to see the difference in the rolls. They are going to look puffed up and just different. That's when your rolls are ready to be baked, you guys. When the rolls are rising, make sure you preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Now put the rolls in the oven and let them bake for about 20 to 25 minutes until nice and golden brown and thoroughly cooked through. When the rolls are baking, make the most amazing cream cheese frosting. So add some cream cheese, some butter, some powdered sugar and vanilla extract to the bowl of a stand mixer or a mixing bowl and use a hand mixer. Then whip everything until smooth and well combined. So when you're done making the frosting and the cinnamon rolls are perfectly baked, place the frosting over the rolls and spread it or swirl it. OMG, you want to make sure that you're spreading the frosting over the rolls when the rolls are still warm and straight from the oven. That way the frosting melts into the cinnamon rolls and they are just so good. I am such a happy girl right now. I'm even a little bit emotional. Homemade cinnamon rolls, there's nothing like it. Okay, I'm going to get one of those glorious rolls. Soft, you guys. And that's one thing that makes a great cinnamon roll, when it's not just so hard. The dough is nice, soft and fluffy. Come to mama. OMG. Friends, that's how you make the most amazing cinnamon rolls with cream cheese frosting. I love making this recipe on Christmas morning. My kids totally love it, and I hope this becomes a new family tradition for you as well. They are also good for Thanksgiving morning, they are good for Easter, they are good for special breakfast mornings or brunch. Hope you enjoy this recipe. Consider leaving a comment below. Subscribe to my channel if you've not done so yet. Click on the like button, and I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Bye.